Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some more PSIStorm.com Season 3 Starcraft 2 League. I am your host, Filthy Rake, as always, and we are going to cast some really awesome Starcraft. Tonight we have Sheikh versus Freedom. On paper, this is a bit of a mismatch since Freedom is super high diamond, low masters player, and Sheikh is bronze, gold. I feel really bad because I'm not actually 100% on that one. Gold, alright, he's gold. However, Freedom is going to off-race. He's going to play this as Terran up against Sheikh's Zerg. Should even things up just a bit and make for a pretty exciting game. So we should be getting started here any moment. And of course we will have some more games tonight after this, hopefully. So just standing by, waiting for our players. So we should get started here momentarily. Okay, here we go. Game is beginning. This will be on Merry-Go-Round. Not my personal favorite map. The 3 spawning location maps are a little bit tricky. But that is alright. Should be good for this matchup. I believe it's pretty hard for Zerg on this map to secure good bases should this move on into the late game. Especially against Terran, actually. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get started here. Down in the bottom center position, it is the one and only Freedom. Rocking the ever lovely PSIStorm gaming tag. Freedom, of course, is the primary owner of the team, the man behind the league. His opponent, as the red Zerg player in the top left position, it is Sheikh, also of PSIStorm gaming fame. These guys both play on the casual clan side of the organization. There is, of course, also a GM team and a straight-up pro team with SWS as our captain. Pretty early scout here from Sheikh, moving out with this drone, just wants to make sure that Freedom is not up to any sort of crazy shenanigans. I certainly can't blame him for that. Though, I mean, Freedom off-racing, how crazy can he really get? I don't think he spends a whole lot of time practicing his Terran play. Sheikh up in supply, unsurprising at this point. That Zerg Larva mechanic kicking in, generally being awesome. It looks like he's, yep, he is indeed going to go with a pool first opening. Very safe. Not too sad to see that, though. Honestly, in his position myself, I probably would have, especially with that very early scout, opted for a hatch first. That is a quick gas. And Freedom, or Sheikh rather, doing a gas steal against Freedom. So I would expect that with this gas, we'll see Freedom throw down a building, a factory. Yes, that would be the one. Relatively quickly here. Just to make good use of all of that gas that he's building up nice and early. No expansion yet from Sheikh, though I do expect. There we go. I figured we'd be seeing that here fairly shortly. Marine out from Freedom, doing his own scouting now finally. Kind of surprised here. He's taken some all of his guys out of gas. Oh man, and just canceling and reforming that extractor. Gonna keep that harassment going as long as he can. Freedom has got to be going for his command center, which I'm gonna guess he's gonna take on the low ground here. And indeed, that looks like what he's gonna do. He's floating a lot of money. There we go. Finally gets that thrown down. Should be scouted by this Overlord. And of course this Reaper here. Actually will get some stuff done. There's no Lings out yet. Well, it won't really get stuff done, but it'll at least get a pretty good scout. But man, he's just keeping that thing alive. Of course, the downside to the continuous building and cancellation is every time he cancels it, he does lose some money. It's not a lot, but over time it adds up. Does finally lose that drone. And Freedom does not have to worry about any of those shenanigans anymore, though he's not mining any gas. I'm actually kind of surprised that he went gas so early only to abandon it. I think this is definitely kind of a sign of his Zerg background. He's used to getting just enough gas to start Zergling speed and then pulling it back out. Freedom, I mean, he got a reasonable view of the base. He saw that there's no gases taken at all from Sheikh yet. Sheikh is just, man, powering up. Look at all those workers. Spine coming down, which is an interesting choice. Freedom, oh, wow, man, he's going for the triple command center very early on. This is an incredibly greedy build. Has thrown guys back into gas, started his factory. So, I mean, aside from the incredible greed that he is showing here, I do expect that we're going to start to see this turn into a bit more normal of a game. That's fine, though. I mean, Sheikh's playing pretty greedy, so I guess he's counting on that to defend, since he has not really any army supply. There we go, throwing down the Roach Warren, and I think he was going to throw down an Evolution Chamber there. There he goes. Let's get a little bit of a wall off going, help deal with any Hellions that may want to poke up. Of course, Freedom doesn't even have his factory done yet, so there's not a whole lot he can actually do in that regards. It remains to be seen what he's going to use that factory for, if in fact he's going to use it for anything other than getting a starport out. Third command center is done. There's a starport going down, being morphed into an orbital command. I like this a lot. He can pump out SCVs if he needs them. He can call down mules without actually putting this out on the map. Third base does go down for Sheikh. He's just, man, continuing to really try to not have units. I mean, he's got some Lings out. These are slow Lings, no speed. And he doesn't have all that many of them. Freedom, of course, doesn't have a lot of army of his own. The real question is, of course, did that... Yeah, that third command center has been spotted. So Sheikh knows exactly what is going on here. Is unfortunately supply blocked with the loss of that Overlord. Throwing down a Baneling nest. This is an interesting choice. And a macro hatch. He's a bit oversaturated on this base. It's not a huge deal. Undersaturated over here. That's a little bit worse. Freedom, of course, doing a general wall off here. Getting Widow Mines out. Getting additional barracks out. And wow, a fourth command center, fourth orbital. That's all next level greed there. Another base coming down for Sheikh. Man, both of these guys are just playing this as greedy as they can. It's a little bit mind-blowing. Freedom, of course, using the Viking just to clear out some overlords. Keep that supply block going, be annoying wherever we can. Zergling speed is underway, and a good chunk of the way done, as well as ranged attack upgrades. Engineering bays going down for Freedom. He can start those juicy upgrades he so desperately needs. And at this point, I mean, Sheikh has just a crazy economy, though Freedom doing a pretty good job keeping up with it. He's got all these command centers. I'm surprised he's not just really pumping those SCVs out. Definitely not going too crazy on army. And both players just kind of sitting back, macroing up. Speedlings are now out. Quite a bit of them. I would not be surprised to see him start morphing these into banelings here. There he goes. He's going to try for a big baneling bust at the front here. There are a couple of bunkers set up and several winnow mines. However, only one mine I think is actually burrowed at the moment. And there's not a lot of forces in general here from Freedom. The bunkers are empty. This could actually be a pretty scary bust if he doesn't get these burrowed in time and reacts quickly enough. I mean, Freedom should have a crazy economy going here, but 2 more command centers being built. What is going on in this game? Freedom loading up here. I'm not actually sure if he just intended to do this or if he just had things misrallied. Nope, he is indeed loading up for a big doom drop. However, look at this army. Is he going to see it? Okay, so he's going to fly right over it, and hopefully he's just going to turn around. No, he's not. He's moving out. The depot's down. Raise it! Raise it! Raise it! Alright, loads up into the bunkers. The banelings aren't actually moving forward and getting hits off. Just now finally starting to do that. Unfortunately, though, like this entire base here is gonna have to lift off. Freedom does, of course, have his depots up here, but the banelings should be able to destroy the supply depots with relative ease. However, most of the banelings just got taken out there without too much difficulty. And Freedom's actually cleaning this up really well. I mean, he lost 10 SCVs, but he's killed 16 workers with his Doom Drop over here. Sheikh does come in with a large number of lings, cleans this up. Oh, but actually pulls back a little bit early. Freedom should actually be able to just redrop here, yeah, and probably snipe this. A couple of lings, of course, are still here, being annoying in the base, but Freedom picks off the third of Sheikh, which is a huge win for him, and he begins to take a reasonably commanding supply lead. Freedom just has more command centers than he could possibly know what to do with. Finally starting to get an army going here. He is supply blocked, however, and I don't think he's realized it yet because he has no supply depots under construction yet, which is unfortunate and will make him have a bad day. A couple of widow mines up here just to be annoying. Unfortunately, they do target the egg and fail to kill it because eggs are basically invincible. Ninja expansion being taken up in the top right by Sheikh. Interesting choice. Freedom morphing his new command centers into planetary fortresses. Can't fault him for that. And getting an armory. Probably going to just try to get those additional upgrades. He's finally realized his massive supply block. Throwing down a lot of depots there. Big muta-switch coming out of Sheikh. Freedom, I mean, he's got a turret. And a turret. He's got a lot of bio. I mean, that's really the good thing. It's good stim and reasonable control. He should be able to deal with this without too much trouble, especially since Sheikh's probably going to have to use all of his mutas to try to deal with this. Oh, those Widow Mine connections just completely obliterate all of the banelings, and Freedom's bio will be able to move into this base basically unopposed. Unfortunately, all of these idle drones, possibly not even idle, possibly attacking. There we go. There's the GG from Sheikh. Freedom takes a great game, great win with his off race against Sheikh. Continuing to demonstrate why he is such a strong player. Good job, Mr. Freedom. Checking out the score screen, seeing if there's anything crazy here. Here we go. I'll show you guys this much at least. Who doesn't like to see the army value graph? Alright guys, that was it for that game. I'm going to hop off just for a little bit while we get ready. Stop the stream, or at least mute. Just while we get ready for the next game. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully we'll see you again very shortly for some more awesome StarCraft 2 action. Back in just a little bit.